that you? Damn. Hey, Chris, is that you? Damn.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today. Can you hear me? I don't know. If you don't know who I am by now, I don't know what you've been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. You know I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we... What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? This is the student master teacher, Mr. I Stay Woke, Chris Cashflow Money Monroe, and I'm right back at you with another weekly accountability and real estate training. Accountability is important. Showing up is half the battle. Most people never show up. People got goals, people got dreams, people got New Year resolutions. I'm going to do this in 2026. I'm going to do this in 2027. What's wrong with doing it now? What's the delay? Why wait to get your pay? That's what I always say. So thank you for joining. Give this video a thumbs up, give it a like, give it a share. We are talking about some real estate investing, some business investing, a little bit of stocks. The Future Cash Flow Club is on and popping. This is what we do each and every Sunday. So hopefully, there's some nuggets that are grasped from this. So when it comes to the real estate game, you got to come in swinging and bucking and swinging from the beginning. A lot of people don't realize you got to do something to let people know you exist. Whether that's just raising your hand and say, hey, I buy houses, like my hat say right there, one of these hats. Or, hey, you know anybody looking to sell a house or to buy a house? Anything with real estate, you want to be in the conversation to see what you can do to do what we call add value. Adding value, meaning you're bringing value to the marketplace, not just because I want a deal. Just because you want a deal don't mean you get a deal. Is that right, Justin? Just because you want a deal don't mean you're qualified or you're entitled is the proper word to a deal. Because some people think they just come into this game, start talking this talk. I'm just gonna get a deal because I want a $50,000 deal. I heard what you call did one, or a $20,000 deal, or $10,000, even a $5,000 deal, all the way down to the little $500 and $1,000 deals. And that's little in the real world, but in real estate, that's peanuts. They throw $500 on an inspection that ain't no good, or throw $500 on, cleaning out a house that they shouldn't have cleaned it out. All kind of stuff you can waste money on in real estate before you get your ground going. So my biggest thing is start making some noise, do some type of marketing, let people know you exist. And Justin, when it comes to this marketing game, what have you found to be effective to actually generate leads and get some conversations going with some people?
Yeah, so what I found to be most effective is I try to tell people stories who I'm interacting with. So, I tell the story about how my mom was, she had won a $15,000 settlement from a car accident claim, and she cannot find a house. So the situation was, we was trying to get her qualified and stuff. I think, I was doing the paperwork and everything with her, still couldn't get her qualified, had to wait an additional 6 months for her to even qualify for a traditional loan. And she had 15 grand and she was ready to go. So, I even brought her to you, Chris, and try to get her into one of your properties and everything. And I didn't know nothing about real estate. I just knew that she had cash, and unfortunately, she still didn't have enough, credentials to be able to qualify for a loan. So, I use her story to kind of like let people know, like, hey, I've helped people, be able to go through the home buying process on not only the creative side but also the traditional side. And, I basically present myself as an expert in the field, and people will contact me, be like, hey, do you buy houses as well? And they've sent me their people houses, and I've helped get those houses sold for them. I've also just, put out stories where I'm helping different people out as far as clean outs or changing locks. What else? Just whatever different stories, paying for people move outs and stuff if they're in a situation where they just need a couple of dollars to move out of the property and we take over the mortgage. They got a squatter situation. There's all kind of scenarios where people need help and need you to step in for them, help them out in their real estate problems.
So it seems like you've done a little shift from what you did in insurance, because insurance and car sales and all that, you selling. But in this, you found that storytelling is more effective. Is that what I'm getting?
I agree.
Woo! That's what the name of the game is. Can you tell an effective story that resonates with your client and make them feel like, wow, I can see me making it through that, or I can see me going through that same thing. Storytelling is a skill set. So you've been telling good third-party stories. Am I getting that right?
Yes, sir. All over the place. I keep my page loaded up with third-party stories and stuff. And, even if you not taking down a deal yourself, helping someone else find a tenant buyer, that's a good way to, be able to generate some revenue for you without you having, to deal with the responsibility of the deal and stuff, just different things, whatever ways you can help a seller, especially if they're not looking to sell.
So, but telling a story is like a skill set. How does one develop telling stories better?
That's a good question. You got to read some good stories to learn how to tell a story.
Why not just practice?
Practice definitely makes better.
It won't make it perfect, but it'll make it better. What do you think about that, Art? Storytelling. Have you been using that as an effective strategy to accumulate properties across the board?
Yeah, I have been using third party stories. I'm definitely practicing on getting better at doing them for sure. But yeah, for sure been using them.
What have you found to be effective as far as like trying to, I guess, you give them a story that's your story, or you tell them about another person you've helped? What do you kind of go to when it comes to that?
So if we're talking about a terms deal, I've actually done a sub 2 deal and a land contract, which is, they didn't have a debt in place. So basically I'm able to use both of those in a lot of different situations when I'm talking to sellers, because a lot of them either got a mortgage or they don't. So when we get to that, I just share one of those stories.
Yeah, so that's the thing too. You can tell your story of something you've done, a story of another person you've helped, even one of my stories if you want to. It's a story. And if it illustrates the same thing, for example, Mr. Seller, my partner or my coach or my buddy or somebody just helped somebody with a deal similar to yours, and this is what they did to overcome this. What about this do you feel wouldn't work for your situation? If you tell them what it was. I've tried to make it slim down. I try not to tell too many long stories. I try to slim it down, hit the bullet points, and make sure it hit just right. That's the key to that, I think. Let's see, we got a question here. What about all the people who don't have any money to put down on a deposit? Can you help them, Justin?
If you don't have money, we can't do business.
Ooh.
Whoop de doo.
Come on, Justin. How you gonna say? But do they have to really have money?
You gotta have money if we don't do business.
What about credit? What if they got an 822 credit score? Can you help them?
I haven't even looked at a credit score.
Wow. So just to make it clear for people looking, we have two sides of the spectrum. We got the retail side, heavily credit driven, heavily driven on time of the job, where you work at, tax returns, W-2s, pay stubs, all of that paperwork. That's the retail side. That's one world. On the investor world, we don't really operate working off of that stuff. Is that right, Justin?
Yep, 100%.
Yeah, and so we do this a little bit different. LOL, that's the name of the game. What up, D. Howard? Welcome, welcome. So yeah, that's the thing. When we work in this investor side, we have to really see how all the game comes together, because we may have to work somebody that's retail one day. Not saying we wouldn't. It just depends on the situation. Does it make sense? I've dealt with the retail side. I didn't like it, because once you get on this investor side of the game, that side don't even look too appealing. It looks like a lot of hard work, a lot of red tape. Not saying it don't work. It works because people buy houses all the time. But like the story you was telling in the beginning, Justin, you come across people who just couldn't qualify. They say 76% of the marketplace cannot qualify for a traditional 30-year mortgage. That's a lot of people. That's 3/4 of the population. It might be more than that, really, because they got to have usually something down unless they qualify for some program, usually 3.5% down on an FHA loan, or 20% down if they're doing a conventional or some other type of loan. VA loan, I guess you can do it with no money down, but they got something called a funding fee, or all these other little things. I mean, it's ways to get in houses with little to no money, but it's so much red tape on the retail side. But once you understand the investor side, we come in solving problems for people. Typically somebody in pre-foreclosure, typically somebody who just had a death in the family and must liquidate the property because they don't want it, can't afford it, can't deal with it. Typically somebody who's a disgruntled landlord. Ooh, I think they're some of my favorites, because they really, really, really want out. When a landlord want out, they want out, and they have almost, I don't want to say none, but almost no emotional connection to the property because they don't live in it. It was just an investment. I had some people living in there, they paying me rent, they stopped paying, I don't want it no more. Get me out of here. Have you found that, Art, to be some of the most motivated people that you come across?
Yeah, for sure. One of the deals I got under contract right now, came from a tired landlord list. And when I went to go meet with him last weekend, that was the first thing he said to me, like, man, I'm just tired. I'm just tired of this.
And you think
the
in your
really
head,
nice.
high landlord.
They be tired for real.
So you telling me the tired landlord was sick and tired of being sick and tired?
Yeah, and the property, he did a really good job on rehabbing it, and he could put another tenant in there right now, but he said the last tenant moved out like last month, and he just tired.
What do you think makes landlords become tired landlords?
One thing I would guess would be getting calls about every time the faucet leaks. That would definitely get to me.
Yeah. Any little thing to get fixed, because they always, well, I don't want to say always, I don't want to say nothing bad, but many people like to pay late or don't pay at all. Sometime around this time of year, Christmas, they think the Christmas gifts was more important than their payment. We've dealt with that. And then another thing is some people just feel like, I think these tired landlords become tired because landlording is hard work. To be honest with you, I've never really wanted to be a landlord. That was one of the things that made me not want to get in real estate. Like, man, I don't really be fixing on stuff. I don't really want to deal with that. But when I found out there was a creative way to get into the game without becoming a landlord, becoming more like the bank, I said, oh, wow. So I can have the property and pass on 100% of the responsibility of the maintenance and repairs on to someone else that's living in the house. That's what the bank do. That's all the bank do. They fund the deal or help you set up the deal, and they move out the way. Why can't I do like them? In fact, if you look in every major city in America, probably in the world, downtown in every city, who got the biggest buildings? The bank, U.S. Bank, Wells Fargo, and the others. Chase keep popping up. They all over St. Louis now. They weren't even here a few years ago. You notice that, right, Justin? They weren't even around. Now you see Chase there, like Chase wasn't even here. Where y'all come from? I got me an account at Chase for one of my businesses. So I was like, oh well, let's go. Let's see what they talking about.
Yeah, that's because they look at the market opposite of us. So where our debts are liabilities, they're for them, their debts is assets. So the more debts that they're able to put out, so they're a reflection of the marketplace, the traditional marketplace that we live in. They want to give out as much debt as possible.
He said Jamie Dimon is a good CEO. You worked for him. Oh, okay, Chris. Worked for Jamie Dimon, and he was anti-Bitcoin. Is he for Bitcoin now? I think they said he for Bitcoin and he was against it. I remember him talking real bad about it back in the day, but that's another story. He was like, leave that stuff alone. It ain't no good. Now they got Bitcoin. That's the game. The Jedi mind trick. You'd be like, wait a minute. You told me that was bad. Now they telling you it was good.
So, they were probably buying when they were saying it was bad, and now they selling it and saying it's good.
That's what pushed that price all the way down 35% or whatever is down right now from all-time highs. So, it's kind of like you just have to, what they say, buy the rumor, sell the news. You almost have to look at it that way. Like the rumor is where you make the money, but the news is where you're like, sell on that. So hopefully that helps somebody out. Anything you're working on this week? Good, Art? Any good deals whipping up in the kitchen?
Oh yeah, for sure. Got a few of them under contract. The only one that I got a wholesale deal. I should be able to get a good payday off of. But I really care about this terms deal. I'm in the middle of getting close, so that's a good one.
You say you worried about that one, or what's the deal with that?
No, I'm not worried about it. That's the, my whole point of doing real estate is for these exact deals. So that's my main focus.
So you're buying turnkey properties, pretty houses is what they call them, beautiful homes in beautiful neighborhoods with families that need this house. You're helping them become homeowners. Is that what I'm getting?
Yeah, that's exactly what this deal is for sure. Pretty house in a pretty neighborhood.
So you already got it under contract?
Oh yeah, under contract for sure.
So once you get a property under contract, do you start marketing it then, or do you wait till after you closing, or how do you do
that? I used to wait until I was way closer to closing, but I learned from being with you that, once I get the thing under contract, that's the time to start marketing in. Cause like right now on that property, I got 4 people that's saying they got money and substantial monthly payments that I'm considering. And I'm still in the middle of lining everything up. So that's way better than, one at a time. It's way better.
Yeah, the day it goes under contract is the day we start marketing. Same as a wholesale deal, a wholesale cash deal, wholesale terms deal, or a terms deal we're buying. I like to start marketing it immediately because we don't know what the marketplace is going to do. You know, we don't know what they're going to do. Sometimes they want the property now. Sometimes they're like, hey, I need to move into a place by the 5th of January. I'm like, come on with it. I got you one ready right now. I'm supposed to close one on the 9th of January. We're going to see how that goes. And I got a wholesale deal in escrow. I don't think it's closing this week. It's supposed to close this year, but I knew that when I put it under contract that ain't going to work. But they're probably going to close the first week of January. A little wholesale deal up here in St. Louis, sunny St. Louis, in Florissant. If this house didn't need so much work, I definitely would have fixed it up myself, but I don't want to do all that work. I don't like working that much. I'm what you call a lazy investor. Let's see here. Chris says, I got 2 homeless families I need to help, but I never closed the deal.
Sounds like great motivation.
Gotta close some deals, man. There's people out here that need your help. But the thing is, you gotta develop the skill set first and then bring value. Go find somebody who got a property that they need to sell and bring them to me. We'll make some money for sure. You ain't even got to do all the closing. Just generate the lead and bring it on home. That's what I always say. Connect with a closer and close a deal. It's really that easy. Send it to my email, chris@futurecashflowclub.com, and see what's popping. Because I mean, it's people out here that really need our help. I mean, I can't believe that so many people let their house go to auction and it just goes. Like, oh well. I just came across a couple of pre-foreclosures with deceased persons on it. They wait that 6 months out and they foreclose immediately. These banks are not playing because they have to by law. They got to give them at least 6 months after the person's death before they can go ahead and start going for the foreclosure proceedings. And so that's what they're doing. I mean, 6 months go by, you didn't do your probate, you didn't do anything. Your fault, we're foreclosing because they figured that the family just going to abandon the property. And some of these houses are nice. I'm like, wait a minute. They've got 2 and 3 car garages. What y'all doing, man? Swimming pools, nice houses. And they letting people go out like this. So I don't understand why they do that. It's just part of the game. Mr. Jim in the building. What up?
Jim,
What's going on? I was just wondering about
no
you.
see. I'm like, Jim got a $2 million deal and forgot about us.
I wish that's how it was.
He done got the money and ran off. I said, come on, Jim, where you been,
This is the biggest deal of my life. I ain't getting on no calls no more.
I got my daughter with me tonight from Florida. She's up for the holidays.
Hey,
y'all.
Florida. That's one of my favorite markets, other than can't get insurance hardly down there. But other than that, I kind of like Florida.
What part of Florida are you looking for?
The part nearest the beach. If you're within 1 mile of a beach, sign me up.
Okay. I live in Cocoa Beach, so I'll keep my eyes open.
Is that
think
on
there's
the
actually,
western peninsula or the eastern?
Eastern, so the side that doesn't get as many hurricanes.
So over by the
Space Coast.
Space Coast, is that by Jacksonville or something or no?
I want to say it's south of Jacksonville by a good bit. Jacksonville's a ways away.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
I was thinking about moving to Florida. Should I?
You want to move to Florida?
I was thinking about it.
Well, what part?
We're 1 mile within the beach.
Okay. So recommend if you don't want to run into hurricanes as much, I recommend moving to the east side and anywhere from like the center part of the state to the north part of the state if you're looking to avoid the hurricanes. East side, north, and central.
So not Jacksonville.
Jacksonville, I think, is on the north side. I don't remember exactly where it is without a map, but I've never been to Jacksonville myself. But I think it's north, if I remember right. It's a good bit north. So you'd be fine in Jacksonville.
Let me look on a map. I'm a cheat.
Mm-hmm. I want to say it's somewhere north of Daytona Beach.
Oh, I see where that's at.
Was I right?
You know your Florida stuff, huh? Cape Canaveral.
No, I got lucky that time. I have no idea where anything is. I tend to stay in my corner.
It's an ugly map, but let's see. Clearwater, St. Petersburg, Sarasota, West Palm Beach, all these good places. I like Miami. I visited Miami, but it's kind of expensive down there. Everything high. Bring your good wallet.
Miami, you're taking your chances with traffic and with the during spring break and the sometimes when we get an Atlantic hurricane, it's more likely to hit the south part of the state. If they don't go up through the if they don't go up through the Gulf, if they don't go through the Gulf on the west side or the Panhandle, if they're coming up through the east, they tend to hit the southern part of the state. We're right about Miami and south of there.
So you say you're which part of this on this side?
Yeah,
Titusville.
where you see Titusville on the map.
Oh,
I'm
right
just
there.
south of-
Oh, you're in
yeah,
the
I'm
center.
south of Titusville, where it says Cape Henry.
Oh, that's a bunch of little islands and stuff right there.
Yeah, Barrier Islands.
There's like 3,000 islands in Florida, something like that, ain't it?
Chris,
A lot of them man-made.
you said you like to be next to the beach. Where she lives, she's 3 blocks from the beach on the east side and the west side.
Dang, that's too close, ain't it? I have swimming trunks everywhere I go.
Well, where I'm at, we don't even have a lot of problems with the storm surges during the hurricanes because we got the canals in the back and we've got the Indian River Lagoon. So like the Banana River, the Indian River, they tend to be a buffer against the storm surges.
Yeah.
Now, if it's a direct strike category 3 and above, get out. But that's so rare, like I haven't even heard of it happening. Usually they loop around through the Gulf and hit the west coast or the Panhandle. Or if they do hit on our side, am I being too loud? Okay. If they do hit on our side, they hit like
This is alive, yeah. Pump it up. Jim, they have a question for you. How do you feel about renting / selling a home to your family members with questionable income?
That would be a hard place to be put in. I don't know if I would like that position.
What? You don't think they're going to pay you because you're family?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, my goodness. What about you, Justin? You put a family member in a property, Justin?
Would I put a family member in a property? Yeah, I would for 10 grand.
But they got to have questionable income.
At large, I don't care.
You'll take a chance on them?
Because I evict them in 45 days and they forfeit they 10 grand. Okay,
I would hope we wouldn't have to get to that far in the deal. I would hope they would just, move out nicely and say, you know what, I made a mistake. I cannot afford this. If that came to that point, because they say questionable income. What is questionable income? A job or working a business? I mean, how do people make money these days? If you're thinking just a regular job, you can make money. But if you're thinking outside of a regular job, that may be what they're thinking when they say questionable income. Or they doing some illegal activities.
I mean, if they doing that, I don't care.
Everybody deserve a place to live. Is that what I'm getting?
Just don't do anything. I mean, with insurance, I don't care what they do. If they got the meth lab popping or whatever, house blow up, we get a check.
I know that's right. Are there certain states these creative types of deals won't work, Justin?
No, not creative.
Why not? I mean, can it? It got to be a state that it won't work, right?
Nah, not creative. They can't stop you from being able to sell your property whatever way you see fit. Now, they have laws against wholesaling, but, there's ways around that, like there's ways around anything.
There's loopholes to every loophole.
Yeah.
This is a good one for Art. He likes these kind of questions. As an exit for a pre-foreclosure lead, can we assume a FHA mortgage if we want to keep it for personal residence?
Can we assume? The answer to that is it lies in the mortgage documents on if that particular loan is assumable. However, if you're showing up to these trainings, I would definitely not go down that route.
Yeah, the word assume, we have to say straight to that. I'm not assuming anything, because if I have to assume it, that means I must qualify for it, meaning I got to go through all their jumping through hoops, filling out applications, paying fees, appraisals, whatever they want me to do. Credit score got to be right. Time on the job got to be right. Debt to income got to be right. All the things got to be perfect. And I don't want to do all of that when I can just take it over. So D. Howard, if you want to keep it for your personal residence, i.e. this house I'm in right now was taken over subject to the existing financing. I did not assume the loan. I would not dare assume anybody's loan. There's no reason to with these creative strategies. What do you think about that, Jim?
That sounds exactly right.
You don't want to assume somebody's loan?
Mm-hmm. I like
you want to be on the hook
taking
for the next 28 years that they didn't finish out? They did 2 years of it, left the 28 years for you to come in and put your name on the dotted line. Not interested.
I like taking them over subject to, though.
Right. You got any deals cooking up right now, Jim?
I've got one that's kind of stale, and I got the new year that I've got a bunch of them that I'm calling.
So you say it's stale. What makes it stale?
It was one I talked about on here before. It's going to take a little while to figure it out, but I paid the arrears on the property, and on the day before the auction, like right before the auction, and we had all the closing docs signed. Everything was ready to go, but I sent the arrears. This is actually a good thing for everybody to know. I sent the arrears to the servicing company and not to the attorney. And as a result, the attorney still held the auction because they didn't get the word. And nobody bid at the auction. And so MetLife took it over as a bank-owned property. So now it is sitting bank-owned with the original owner still living in it. And family got involved, and now they no longer want to close the deal with me.
Wow.
And my 10 grand is stuck. Like I paid their mortgage for them.
Why can't the people that you sent the money to give you your money back?
Because the bank actually got it. MetLife actually got paid. The mortgage company got paid.
They got their money, but they continue to foreclose anyway?
So they got their money at 4:50 p.m. the day before the auction. And I have the wire, I have the confirmation number, I have all the confirmations of everything. And then it went to auction at 9:30 the next morning, and the attorney didn't know about it. Nobody bid on it. And so the bank took it back. Now here's the really warped thing. Metropolitan Life is the bank. Shell Point is the servicer. I did not make any payments on the property because I didn't have the title in my name. We went to 3-4 days later, we went to record the title because I had everything set for closing, and I couldn't record the title because when they pulled a title search right before sending the title in, it was owned by the bank. And so I couldn't take title to a property that the seller had no position to sell. So then where it gets even a little bit more hairy is that the servicing company continued to take payments for the property. And the family did not make payments because they thought I was making payments. And so at Christmas, so this is October, is when we stopped the auction. Christmas, they got a foreclosure listing in the newspaper and got a letter in the mail saying that it was up for foreclosure again. But if you go to the county records, it showed that it was owned by the bank. So apparently the mortgage company is not talking to the servicer.
So it's a lot going on here. So, I'm going to have to rewind it. Why don't let's see here. So the people, you made a payment, the people living in the house, what stopped the people that were living in the house from moving out of the house? That's my real problem.
So they didn't move out because I never actually got ownership of the house.
But why wouldn't they move out anyway? I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
Well,
were they mentally out and just wasn't physically out, or they was planning on moving out? What stopped them from getting on up out of there either way?
They were waiting for the last minute. They were waiting till they had to be out. So they were talking with me and they were saying, when do we have to be out? And at the time I didn't, and that's probably it. Cause at the time I didn't have ownership of it. So I was
matter. I'm trying to get them up out of there. You see,
so actually that was part of what I did. So I actually went up there with the truck, with a U-Haul truck that I paid for. And bunch of guys, and we helped load the lady's stuff up and move it out to another location for her. So we moved her out. And then I guess probably the family got involved, and about 2 months later, she moved back in. She found money and she moved back in.
Found money and moved back in.
And then
Y'all
she
didn't change the locks?
What's that?
Y'all never changed the locks?
No, I didn't, because I never owned a property. And so that's maybe another place where I went wrong.
It's a lot to learn in this one. What you think about all that, Art? I mean, that's a lot of moving parts.
Just all we could do is take notes on what we should and shouldn't do moving forward. Just got to keep on going, get some more leads in. Just got to keep moving forward.
That's correct. So we learned a couple of things with this. One, when we send a payment, be in full contact with the attorney and the bank and their servicer, I guess. Because you said you sent the money to the servicer and the attorney never knew anything about it. Why was nobody talking to the attorney?
So I was talking with the attorney the morning of, but they said they didn't receive any record. So I sent them the ticket showing that the money was wired, but they said they didn't have any record of it, and they didn't hear anything from the servicer.
Did they ever give you a payoff or a reinstatement amount to bring the loan current?
Mm-hmm. That's how I knew how much to send them.
Who gave you that?
The servicer. And it had the attorney fees on it. And I sent them everything that they asked for.
So who should you have sent it to?
The attorney is what I learned out of this. Because the attorney was the one who's in control of the auction.
For sure. They're the one who stopped the auctions for me all the time.
Mm-hmm.
These bank attorneys for foreclosures. They call them trustees. They're called a trustee for the bank. They're going to operate and deal with the foreclosure for the bank. What you think about that?
How you started about a lawsuit between the bank and the title company?
So I talked to a real estate attorney, and we sent a demand letter to the family that I'm in a contract with, and they're in breach of contract. And so
why not the bank and the title company? They're the ones with the money.
So the bank and the title company, let me think.
The ones you sent the money to.
Right.
That was the servicer.
That's who I need to be talking to. Who did I send my money to? You're my first line of defense before I get to talking about family and all these other people. Why don't I have this transferred over? And what are you going to do to help get this fixed? That's the question for them.
And that's the question. I'm back engaged with them again because the family members are wanting to do something because mom was going to the nursing home and they need to get rid of a property somewhere.
Yeah, the family necessarily may be a problem, but they're not our main problem. My problem is I sent my money. That's my problem. Who got my money and why didn't I get what I paid for? And that's where we're going to start at. Forget the family for right now. They just in there. They can always get kicked out later if we got to kick them out. Or we can let them out nice and easy again if we need to. But I need the legal side done first, especially when I done wired over some money to La.
How many attorneys have you talked to about this?
2.
And what they say?
They told me that I am probably out of luck.
Because
they said I'm out of luck because I made the payment for the family and I don't have anything to there's no information in there that's saying why, basically I helped them out.
Your credit card.
No, he's saying that they're saying we don't know if you just made that payment to pay the arrears to help that family. They don't know that it was for.
But it still went into foreclosure.
Right.
They need to return back to sender.
That's right. That's right. So I actually have a process in place right now to rescind the auction. So they're looking and acknowledging that they received the money and that they really do need to back out the auction.
Mm.
And so I have the paperwork for that, but I need to get the homeowner to sign it. And that's been a problem.
What's that you in?
did you have a power of attorney?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
You don't need the homeowner to sign anything. You got power of attorney.
You got a good point there, Chris.
Come on, man. This is real estate world. We outside with this. Come on.
So here's the thing. I pay lawyers hundreds of dollars.
And they don't do nothing. Send me that money.
And
I charge $7.50 an hour.
I got a management fee on that.
Right. 10%. There it is.
So the thing,
limited power of attorney to deal with all affairs with this property. I don't need the homeowners to do anything right now. They're important because they're gonna have to move out, but they're not stopping this deal from moving forward. It's the bank, the trustee, these people are just the problem.
I'm pretty sure that's in my closing document pack that I had with my transaction coordinator that put all the stuff together, because they do all these all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure that's part of the pack.
Yeah, I don't go back and ask people who sell me properties for anything ever. I don't need you to do nothing for me, but move out my way and don't cause no problem. Well, I guess the only thing I can ask them not to do is not go file bankruptcy and include this house in that bankruptcy. Other than that, I don't really ask them to do nothing after I bought their house subject to the existing financing. So yeah, look in your paperwork. I don't know why these attorneys can't do this. Taraya, you better get your attorney buddies. They better get on their game. I'm about to go get my license. I don't even need it to know this stuff.
Sometimes power of attorney document, I'm not trying to stick up for my attorney buddies, but sometimes power of attorney documents are difficult to enforce with the bank. And you actually might need to engage in litigation to even get, they don't have to honor a limited power of attorney, unfortunately.
That's true.
And I don't know this attorney, but they probably know that and just don't feel like dealing with the, the problems that could come from trying to get the bank to honor a limited power of attorney.
So I guess my question is, to make this proper, what document are they requesting that the borrower signs off for at the bank to get your deal to move forward, Jim?
It is the trustee sent it to me from his legal office, and he needs them to sign off. The document is to rescind the auction, to create a case to rescind the auction. So basically, it's the owner of the house saying that I paid my arrears, the auction was not supposed to happen, and I want my house back in my name.
So you can sign that. I don't see why not. You should be able to, because let's just say if they hired their attorney, do you think that attorney's going to come back and ask them to sign some paperwork, or are they going to sign on behalf of their client and get that paperwork through? I'm just asking a question, by the way.
Yeah.
Am I asking too many questions? I'm sorry. Because I'm going to ask the right questions, because that's what all this come back to. Sometimes we got to ask the right question to the right people. What you think about that, Taraya? Justin, you got it muted if she's saying something valuable.
No, I wasn't. Justin was asking me to clarify.
Oh, okay. Never mind then. I was just trying to see, what do you think about that? If they, let's just say the family hired an attorney.
Right.
Wouldn't that attorney sign off on this paperwork to get that going, or would they come back to the family and say, hey, can you sign this? I need to send it in.
No, you're right.
Representing their client.
If it was an actual lawyer, that lawyer would have the agency to sign for them. That's true.
Exactly.
Jim, why is the owner not signing the paperwork, or is he coming out of the deal, or what?
Yeah, they're trying to back out of the deal. So what it is mom was going to the nursing home. Now the kids are in charge of the property, and they think that the property is worth a boatload of money. They think it's worth $1 million, and so they want their money. And they think my contract is a junky contract. They don't like the fact that they're only getting move out money, and they think it's worth $1 million, and it's not.
So this is not legal advice, I have to say that, but if I were you, I would work with the trustee attorney that you're working with. And since you do have power of attorney, I think you can go ahead and just sign and give it to that attorney, let him deal with the bank on the back end.
Okay.
You do have a binding contract with the family. You did pay $10,000 on their behalf to buy the home. So them backing out is a breach of contract. Now, I don't know what your contract looks like, but if it's legally binding, it is a breach of contract issue.
Well, one thing I do need to point out is that I actually do have $1,000 worth of earnest money posted. So it's not one of those contracts where, people don't really put any earnest money in. So that's got some power to it there, I think.
So that's where your next step is, Jim. The family is a problem, but they're not the most important problem right now. Right now, I need that trustee, that bank that's dealing with the bank, the attorneys that's working for the bank, to work with me to get this resolved. I shouldn't have to go back and ask the family for anything, because you got everything you need. Tell your attorney send that money back to whoever you paid. Tell them send it on over here. Soraya, you want 10% or 20%?
I'll take 20.
You said you wasn't acting as an attorney, so you can't get nothing.
Just kidding. Just
I know, I'm just messing around. I'm acting as Chris Monroe with the Chris Monroe Show.
This is all for entertainment purposes, by the way.
All for entertainment purposes.
all for entertainment purposes.
Nothing I say is legal advice. Hire your own attorney. Hire your own financial advisor. Hire your own real estate brokers. Anything I say ever on the internet from now to the past to the future is all entertainment only.
That's right.
Allegedly.
What they said. So what are you going to do next, Jim?
So I went to Alaska. I was in Alaska for 6 weeks. So that's part of the reason why I wasn't on here. Different time zones and all that kind of stuff. But actually while I was in Alaska, I was able to stop another auction for a friend of mine back here in Lynchburg. So that was nice.
Can I buy it?
What's that?
Can I buy it?
No, that's already sold.
I know it is. Y'all be slanging them houses in Lynchburg. You know that's a World War II. Oh no, I'm sorry. That's a Civil War battleground, Lynchburg, Virginia.
You know the other thing.
1864. There was a battle of. Let me see what that battle was. No, I'm not going to act smart today.
And actually, Lynchburg was on the Bigger Pockets, featured on Bigger Pockets as the 10 best cities to invest in.
No.
Our little tiny Lynchburg.
No.
It ain't little or tiny anymore.
Now we know about them. In Lynchburg, Virginia.
Yep.
We
got people coming into town from all over trying to swoop up our deals.
So the one you just stopped in Lynchburg from Alaska, all the way back in Virginia, how did you stop that auction? What was the situation with that one?
So the situation is I got a wholesale buddy of mine that's here in the area, and he's good at knocking doors and he's good at talking, negotiating, all that, but he doesn't like to call and talk to the banks or the servicers. So he called me
You
up.
like that stuff. You sound like you like that type of stuff.
I do. So he called me up and he said, will you make the phone call and see what we got to do paperwork wise? What do we got to do to stop this thing? And so it was a simple phone call basically to call them. And they said they needed a proof of funds letter and they needed a purchase and sale contract signed. And so we got all that. I helped them get all that stuff together and sent in an email to the servicer, got limited power of attorney so I could talk on their behalf, on the seller's behalf, and, kept all the paperwork arranged, that kind of thing. And
so it sounds like you got this thing figured out, Jim. The paperwork makes the paperwork.
So you did transaction coordination for that guy, basically.
Essentially, yeah. Yep.
That's pretty cool.
How much you gonna pay you for that?
$500.
$500. Hey, that ain't bad for a 30 minutes or 20 minutes worth of work, right?
That's about what it was. It was about an hour's worth of work total, but yeah.
You getting that attorney money. You got money.
Very nice, Jim.
He told me, and the wholesaler told me, he says he's going to have more of them that he's going to be sending my way because I'm his Michael Jordan.
And he's Scottie Pippen.
What's that?
You're so he's Scottie Pippen and you're Michael Jordan?
That's, yeah.
Wow. How important is that, Jim, you think, to have people bringing you leads or opportunities in the town that you like to buy in? How important is that to you?
Oh, that's super important. Cuts down on my marketing big time.
Cut down on your marketing budget, or the Dennis Rodman? Let's say the Dennis Rodman. Yeah, you can, I like to have people bring deals to me because it's a lead I never would have even seen. Like, just bring it over. I know what to do with it. It don't matter what the problem is. I know what to do with it. And that's power. That's why we train. This is why we take the time to learn this stuff, because you never know what you're going to come across. You don't have to know all of the answers, but you know to go ask the right questions to get the answers.
I come here and then I get the answers.
Right. So all that, I don't even want to ask. How much you get them attorneys, Jim?
How much what?
Did you give those attorneys for that bad advice?
So far about $300.
Oh my God. They took over half of your $500 winnings from your TC work. Wow. All right. And so what was your name?
I got another win.
What was your name?
Oh, this is my daughter, Maria.
Maria. You doing some real estate too?
Well, I'm just getting into it. I'm just getting started. So I'm just learning how to call real estate agents right now and getting a little into bird dogging.
There's a real estate agent on the phone right now.
He's gonna make you do a call.
Oh, no.
Uh-oh.
No. I don't know how to do
Here's
it.
somebody calling you.
You gotta pick up the phone.
Oh, okay. Hello?
Hey, I'm a real estate agent. I got a voicemail from you saying something about you were calling about one of my listings.
Yes. I was taking a look at your property over on 321 Main Street. I just had a few questions for you.
Sure, how can I help?
Well, I'm looking at it as a possible addition to my rental portfolio. And I did see that it's not in an HOA, but I was wondering if there were any rental restrictions in that area that you know of.
This one here, let's see. No, I think there's a rental right next door to this one, so I would think it doesn't have any rental restrictions because the one next door is a rental.
Wonderful. Okay. Do you happen to know off the top of your head what the rental rates are in general in that area?
Well, I know the one next door is renting for $19.50 because I saw the listing up, but they got it rented as soon as it went up. So it didn't take long to get rented.
Wonderful. Okay. Is that property currently owner occupied?
No, well, it's owner occupied now, but it will be vacant at closing.
It will be vacant at closing. Okay. All right. This is where I usually get stuck. This is where I get stuck.
Tap in, Jim.
Oh gosh, this isn't my wheelhouse.
Oh my God. Here he goes.
I know
I'm
what
a
to
real
do.
estate agent. I'm trying to sell this house. You guys want to buy it or not?
Yes.
Okay. Did you have a real estate agent already representing you?
Okay. Now I don't know. I haven't gotten this far ahead.
Because they definitely gonna ask you that. Because why would they ask you that? Because they want to know, one, how they getting paid, and two, can they do a double dip where they can represent you and the seller?
Right.
So this is a question that's probably going to come up talking to an agent. So did you have an agent representing you, helping you with this deal, or what?
No. Okay. No.
So you're so I'm going to send you over my buyer's agency agreement, and I'll have you sign this, and then we can show you the property. Is that okay?
All right.
Because I can help you find a house. What are you really looking for?
Are we still doing the call, Dad?
Sure. Yeah.
This is still like a
I'm a real estate agent. I have a listing here, but I got some other houses coming up. I mean, what are you guys looking for?
we're looking for things that are able to rent for probably 1,500, 3-bedroom, at least 3 bedrooms.
So this one you called about is perfect. I mean, why don't you buy
Yes.
this one?
I'm looking at buying this one.
It's $300,000. I mean, are you paying cash or are you using a loan? How are you going to buy it?
Okay. Well, what we're looking to do is what me and my partner are looking to do is come up with a deal that works for all parties. One question I have for you is whether or not there's still a mortgage on that property.
You know what? Let me look in my files. And I'm just curious, why did you need to know that?
Well, because what I was thinking is if they have a mortgage, then I can take over their payments for them if they're in a rush to get out.
Oh,
I can take over their payments.
somebody else called. Somebody named Art called yesterday with something similar. No, they're not interested in that.
They're not interested?
Buying the cash or?
Well, I might look at cash. Do you happen to know what their objections are to the taking over the payments?
They just said they want totally out. They don't want to have any more attachment to this property. They want out so they can move to Florida.
I see. So they want their name off it and everything is what it sounds like then.
Correct.
Okay. Well, I can do a cash offer. What work is there any work that needs to be done on the property? What's the condition of the roof?
Well, generally I would say the condition is pretty good. It's move-in ready. As soon as they move out, you can move right on in there. You might want to switch out and put some new furniture in because I think he's taking everything with him. So, but he's just moving to Florida and he wants out of here.
All right. So just some new furniture, maybe some cosmetic changes, things like that.
Yeah, nothing major. It's a great house.
Okay, wonderful.
Come see it.
I'm sorry?
You want to come take a look at it?
Sure, I can come take a look at it. When
Okay.
would be a good day?
Once I send you this buyer's agency agreement, we can get you in there.
All right, sounds good.
That's just going to say that I'm representing you in this transaction. Is that okay?
Okay.
And then you got to pay me 3% commission or more.
All right. I can do 3% commission.
Okay, perfect. So yeah, I'll send it over to your email and we'll see what happens. Okay.
All right, wonderful. Thank you very much.
All right, Maria. How do you think you did?
I think I can definitely improve, but I don't know that I did as bad as I was when I first started doing this. Did I sound like I was an AI? Did I talk like a robot?
You started out really, really, really good. And then you started
Okay.
fading and fading. I'm like, no, don't fade on me. Stay strong.
That's usually what happens. I tend to lose track of where I am in the conversation about halfway through. That's to get around that, I'm working on creating like a flow chart so that I can like a
right
dialogue.
here, a little notepad. Get your little step by step. Matter of fact, Miss Mo Energy says right there, motivation, condition, timeline, price, and they even added contingency. Motivation.
Contingency is a new one. I haven't heard of that one yet. I have the other 4. I know about the other 4, but I haven't heard.
What was the motivation? Why were they selling?
Yeah, it sounded like they were moving to another state. They wanted their name off it as soon as possible.
Okay.
But I didn't really dig as deep into motivation as I should have.
Come on, at least you knew it.
Mm-hmm.
What about the condition? Did you mention something about the condition of the property?
Yes, I asked if it had any work, although I think I fumbled the question just a little bit. I should have picked something specific to ask about. But hang on. I'm buffering. One moment.
I got you, Maria. I'm going to help you out.
Okay.
I would say get specific. Be broad. Let them talk. Tell me about the condition of the property.
Okay. So I shouldn't
And
pick
let them
something
babble off.
specific.
Oh, they just put a new furnace in and a wiggle baggle and a tickle tackle and all whatever they're going to say. No
Okay.
reason to give them. Don't lead the witness into the answers to your questions. Ask an open question. Stop and let them vomit their pain and problems and situation off on you.
Okay, so go more broad, not as specific.
Yeah. Now, if
Okay.
they acting like they don't know, what do you want to know? If they start acting stupid like that, then maybe get specific. But generally, I just want to know general condition. I mean, how would you rate this condition of this property from 1 to 10? 1 being trash dump, 10 being perfect, you can eat off the floor.
Okay.
If you had to do all that, I wouldn't even get that deep though. That's only if a person's giving you pushback and acting like, oh, what do you want to know? I don't know.
Mhm.
What do you mean? What are you asking about condition? And it's just general. You don't have to get deep into that. And then what about timeline? Did you check on the timeline?
Timeline, I think, kind of got wrapped into motivation. I think I got 75% timeline and 25% motivation. I know they're trying to get out fast. No?
I didn't. Did anybody else hear anything about timeline? I don't know. Maybe I missed it. You didn't ask timeline.
I didn't ask.
So
Okay.
here's a general question to put in your mental Rolodex or your notepad. Mr. Agent, Mr. Seller, Mr. Person who got this property, if we were able to work everything out, how soon would you like to close?
Okay. And I should
Very
word it
straight to
somewhere
the
like
point.
that.
How soon would you like to close?
Okay.
Very simple. No reason to overthink this stuff. Don't overthink any of this. All of this is very easy. Even though
Okay.
Jim's talking about, oh, it's not in my wheelhouse. Yes, it is, Jim. Let me try no wheel. You ain't got no wheelhouse. And then you did get a price, right?
Yeah. No, I didn't.
Did I get a price?
I don't think so. I
You gave
didn't.
your price 300,000.
Yeah, you said 300,000.
Okay,
Well, it
so
was a
maybe.
listing anyway, so that's kind of a given. So I'm not going to ding you
Yeah,
on that one.
I think I got it, but I didn't ask for it.
Yeah.
I didn't ask for it. I probably should have confirmed the listing price.
Yeah,
I
how much
should have
was the house
confirmed.
again? I don't have the notes in front of me. How much were you guys asking for this? Even though you're looking right at it, 300,000. Make them say it again. So we got motivation, condition, timeline, and price. Those are what we call the 4 pillars. The 4
Yes.
pillars. You got to get that. And that's talking to agents. That's talking to direct to sellers. That's talking to wholesalers. If you can, you don't have to ask them those exact words, but I still want to understand the deal before I can ever think about making any kind of offer to anybody or going to see the house or doing any of that stuff. I need to understand it. All right. Did you see anything that I missed there?
No, you covered it all for sure. I did want to say Maria. It's Maria, right?
Yes.
You did really good. I could tell this ain't your first time making a call for sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, whatever you're doing, keep on doing it. Keep on doing it.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, don't overthink this stuff. I mean, take your time, that's what I used to do. I have it right down on here. Timeline, condition, motivation, price. Before I get off the phone with them, I'm asking about these 4 things. We might talk about the birds and the bees and the flies and the trees, all this other stuff, but somewhere in this conversation, we getting back to this. Somewhere. And that's how you make sure you hit all 4 pillars. Now, if you want to get into the creative space, that's another thing. I don't know. There's some thing we can clean up with the creative question as well. But the main thing, for what you're doing for Jim, generating the lead, generating timeline, condition, motivation, price. So we even know if we need to talk to them any further. Because if they say something wrong on any of that, we probably don't need to be messing with them. Now, out of those 4 pillars, Miss Maria, which one do you think is the most important out of timeline, condition, motivation, and price?
Let me think about that. That's the first time anybody's asked me that one.
Oh, I asked good questions. You
don't
just got hip to Chris Monroe. I asked the best questions because it's going to sink into your brain.
Okay. I would say probably the motivation, because that's going to determine how you structure your deal. That's one of the biggest factors in how you structure your deal.
We want to spend energy on motivation, especially if we're direct to seller. Maybe not so much on just the agent, but I guess maybe so. I still want to understand the motivation. It gets deeper when you're talking direct to seller, but when you're talking to an agent, you still want to kind of get an idea. Hey, I mean, why do you think the house isn't selling? Or have you gotten any offers so far? I got 1,000 questions for anybody, really. Become a good question asker, whether it's an agent, whether it's a wholesaler, whether it's a seller. Justin, what'd you think about that call?
Yeah, I think it was good. It was better than most people, to be honest with you. So most people don't even know how to even, stay on the phone for 5 minutes and everything. So I'm sure you'll be able to really tighten up just knowing the 4 pillars to look for, which is the price, timeline, motivation, and condition. And once you fixate on those, you already naturally have a good conversation going already. So being able to get that information and then, spending most of your time on the motivation, how did you get into this situation? What kind of plans did you have moving forward? What's the best case scenario for you? Would you sell it for what you owe on it?
That's Justin favorite.
Yeah. So you did real good though. I think a little bit of tweaking and everything. I think you'll be a rock star within the next week.
Oh, wow. Thanks.
It don't take long.
I was just about to say, Chris, sound like we got another star up in here right now.
That's it. Just go in, ask your questions. Don't overthink it. Don't answer questions for them. I know it's I want to answer it for them. Can you tell me exactly how many steps on the front porch? Man, don't nobody know that. Ain't nobody trying to get that specific. I'm being broad and letting them talk.
Got it.
Now, dealing with the agent, I'm going to give you some extras. Are you ready?
Ooh, should I get my notebook?
When dealing with an agent, we're still dealing with the 4 pillars. I always like to remember to be a human. And this is really with anybody I'm talking to. It always just don't have to be about the house. Mrs. Agent, Mr. Agent, how long you been an agent for? Wow, what made you get into real estate? Let them talk about it, because what do people like to talk about the most?
Themselves.
Come on with it. Give them an opportunity. Open the door and let them score.
Got it.
Always remember that. Whoever you're on the phone with, yes, we're going to talk about the house. Yes, we're going to talk about the 4 pillars, but I'm also going to be a human, and I want to connect with you on a human level, because this person may be a new person coming on your team that brings you deals all the time. Like, wow, I met one whale of an agent. All he does is bring me deals, and I don't know what to do. I just bring them to you. Come on, bring them to me then. I know what to do with them. We'll figure it out. They give up. They lazy. We not lazy on this side. They get lazy. We get paid. Ooh, I made a rhyme that don't even rhyme. Dang. So does that all make sense there?
Yes.
Very important. Jim, any other feedback from you?
I say she did pretty good. She's doing really good. But yes, the just everything, the little things that we miss, but keeping the conversation going. That's the thing we're working on.
Mm-hmm. That's the thing I really got to work on. I tend to go robot by the end.
So, I mean, what is your goal when you're on the phone with them? Let's start right there. What is your goal when you're calling an agent? What's the purpose of you calling that agent?
Making a connection with the agent, getting information about the property in question. If it turns out that that property is not within the buy box, then I ask them, do you have any other properties you're representing where, that might work out? And if not, hey, do you have my name and number? Can you keep me in your back pocket? And if you find any deals any properties in the future that, might fit what we're looking for, or, that we might be able to assist or help out on, would you just consider giving me a call? Keep me in mind.
Come on with it. You sound like you've been doing this for 20 years. You even knew to ask, are there any other opportunities? I always like to plant the seed when I'm talking to an agent. Hey, I give them a little third-party story. Hey, we just stopped a whole bunch of foreclosure auctions this year. Hey, we just helped a lady in probate. Hey, we just saved the house from, a disgruntled landlord. They had to deal with the tenant problems. All of those funky deals that nobody else likes, bring them over here. We'll take a look at them and see if we can find a way to get you paid. Because you got to remember to plant that seed. We're looking to do a deal and help you get paid.
Right.
Now you resonated to them. You made them salivate a little bit. Now they're like, oh man, I like this person. They're gonna help me get paid. That's all I've been trying to do. Because how many agents close a deal in a year?
Small percentage of them.
What they say, like over 50-something% of them haven't closed a deal in a year, or haven't closed a deal, period, I believe. What's the stat on that? I don't even want to look it up. It's gonna be depressing. It's a bad number. A large percentage of people that holding that license ain't doing deals. Your job is to make sure we planting the seed on them. We're going to help you do deals. We're going to do deals where we can buy them, and we're going to make sure you get your commission, make sure you get paid for your hard work. How does that sound, Mr. Agent? Wow, I like this girl. She's great. Now they want to call you for everything. I got this one lady I was thinking about. She's going into foreclosure, but, I didn't think it had enough equity, so I didn't want to list it. Like, really? That's what we've been looking for. Those are exactly what we're looking for, the one you couldn't list. And they got the phone number direct to seller, plug them in with you, pay them $500,000, whatever it is, and you still gonna make your $20,000 on a deal you never had no money in. Come on with it.
70 to 71% of agents sell zero or very few homes in a year.
71% of licensed agents have ever sold a home. Is that what you're saying, Art?
Either zero or very few.
That's crazy work.
And they call it very few, less than 5. So 71% of agents sell less than 5 or 0.
Wow. So that's why, like I said, you have to plant that seed to overcome that thing, or ask them what's been a challenge you've been dealing with since you've been doing real estate. I always connect with this real estate agents. They're real estate professionals. I want to connect with them because they're getting people that's bringing them houses and they don't know what to do with it. Like, it ain't got no equity. I ain't want to list it because I couldn't get paid off of it. What if there was a way we can make sure you get paid? You bring that deal to me. And then we structure something creative. We don't have to tell them all of that on the phone right then and there. We just need to plant the seed that keep them bringing leads toward us, whether that deal we're talking about is a deal or not. But we want to make sure they know to bring us something. As a matter of fact, an agent sent me something here yesterday, and I didn't even look at it. Let me see what she sent me. It might be a good deal. Hope she didn't sell it. But these are the things we have to do when we're thinking about agents. Any other thoughts, questions, concerns on that?
I did want to ask Maria, what is your plan with making these calls? Are you trying to wholesale deals, or are you trying to buy rentals, or what are you doing?
So right now I'm working with a team in Florida just to kind of learn the process. My eventual goal for myself will be to buy and hold, and possibly do a few of the rent to owns. But I am just getting started out. So calling agents was one of the easier things that they had me start on. I did the No One Left Behind challenge, and then that team kind of stayed together after the challenge. And so I've been working with them, my Florida team. So they give us a spreadsheet with properties. We call the agents. And then if we if we get one that's open to creative financing or a cash offer, we send it to our closer on the team, and he takes care of it from there. So we're just there to call the agents, make the initial connection, and make the appointments with the closers, is how it's set up right now.
So you've been studying.
Yes.
What if you was able to get your first buy and hold in the next 1, 2, or 3 months?
That would be kind of cool. I do probably need somebody to walk me through the process, because I'm really entirely new to real estate. So I would need somebody to walk me through that process once or twice, but I'm definitely open to the idea.
Can I tell you a secret, Maria?
Sure.
Real estate is easy. It's people that's difficult.
Agreed.
When you understand people, the real estate will just fall in your lap.
I definitely think I understand at least most of the theory in real estate, just on the stuff that I've been learning. I wouldn't say like overall, but just the stuff I've been learning. It seems like I get the theory pretty well, but the people interaction, I that's the part I'm still kind of learning.
Master being a good question asker, master being a good rapport builder, and that's through asking questions, because when they answer the question, now they feel like they're connected with you, because now they've told you about themselves or about their situation. And yeah, so I don't think you sounded AI at all. I think you just
Wonderful.
You just, like I say, make sure we hit those bullet points of the 4 pillars, and then connect as a human somewhere through there, and keep our goal in mind. What is our end goal? Are we going to put it under contract before we see it? Are we running out to see it? Are we going to get back with them with an offer? Make sure you understand what your full process looks like, because you shouldn't be getting stuck. Like, hey, I get stuck right here. You can't get stuck, because we got these 4 pillars we never answered. So we know that's 4 questions right there, and they might uncover other things that we didn't even think about just through the conversation.
Yes.
So there you go.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome. And Jim, it is your wheelhouse. You know what it is. What makes you think it's not in your wheelhouse to talk to an agent, Jim?
Well, I guess I don't phone call agents.
Why?
I just haven't. That hasn't been my thing. Knocking doors and well, my one foreclosure that I actually bought, the latest one that I did subject to, was an agent brought it to me. Like you were saying, just connections that I've made locally, and they bring me deals.
Yeah, I haven't even, this lady just sent me one. This house been on the market for 174 days, move-in ready in Kirkwood. Let's see here, a little condo. Let me see how much they owe. She said he may be open to something creative. It's an agent brought me this, because I asked that question. Hey, you got anything else that might go? And they said, well, I got a guy. He's already moved out. He just don't want to have to deal with it anymore. And they, that money is not the problem. The problem is the house. Let's see here. So yeah, they only owe 102, and they got it listed for 170. Oh no, we got to come down off that number a little bit. Or I can just offer them the 102, the 105. They probably sell it for the low cash deal.
Will you sell it for what's left on?
Well, yeah, because I just looked up to see, it said they owe about 102,000. I'll say I'll offer them 105. They might say yes as a cash deal, because it's been on the market a long time. The guy only been in the house 4 years and 4 months. You know what? They put it up for full value. They put it up for overvalue. On here, it's saying it's worth 170. She got it listed for 170, but that's after a $15,000 discount. So I guess they had it listed at 185, and it's been on the market for 174 days. That's crazy.
Ooh. I don't know about your market, but that's a long time in our market.
And it's it's a condo, but it's, I don't know. It looked like an apartment building, but I don't know. I can't say nothing bad about it. Y'all want to see it? I'll be trying to steal my house now.
I'm about to call him right now.
I knew you were. So that's what the condo. Let me go back.
Ooh, that's perfect.
Condo.
Nice.
Look at them beautiful floors.
Move ain't ready. He already moved out of it. He went to move to help his dad. And I'm like, well, wait a minute. Can I buy this? It's a 2-bedroom.
Dude, my kids will love to scratch those floors up.
Is that scratches on the floor? Oh, no, that's light. That's the sunlight coming in right there. I didn't know what that was on the ground there. Kind of funny looking. So this is an excellent candidate. It looks like it's already got a dishwasher. It's already got an older oven and microwave. over top, over the counter, double sink.
You said it's been listed for 174 days.
Yeah.
Dude, that's a perfect lead, a perfect prospect.
Yeah, I'm gonna send her this offer. I'm gonna offer 105 cash since I see they only owe 102. She can be like, well, hey, I ain't gonna be able to make no money on that. Well, tell your buyer, tell your seller. No. I wish there was a double sink in there. But look, it's a move-in ready house. You like the toilet right there? So say if you sitting there right, you got to retch around to get to the toilet paper. I don't like that, me personally. I like it right next to me. Maybe I'm just spoiled.
You'll reach around.
Nice.
You'll have to screw it inside that door, Chris.
I put it, on the outside.
That's a pretty house, man. You gonna send them multiple offers on that one or cash on?
Do we get the washer dryer already too? All I gotta do is furnish this. Got a little balcony view. Come on.
What's your exit strategy? You trying to wholesale or terms?
I have no clue, to be honest.
Chris is going to put somebody in that thing for 6 months.
I was gonna furnish that bad boy and throw it out there and let the people tell me what they can do for it, or just send it out as a rent to own.
Oh, okay. So you're gonna try to keep that one then?
Yeah, there's no reason to get rid of it, especially depending on how I buy it. It depends. If I get it with financing, I'm definitely going to keep it. I'm already under contract to close one here in 2 weeks on the 9th of January. So I don't know. I'll be buying more than one. I got 2 under contract now, 1 wholesale deal and 1 creative deal that I'm probably going to be buying. That house is pretty nice too. But yeah, that's what we like.
I got a win to celebrate, Chris.
You say what?
I got a win to celebrate.
Okay, hold it 1 second. How long should the listing be on the market before contacting an agent? Justin.
3 hours.
Oh my God. There's no motivation yet.
Well, I will say if you identify a problem early, you don't have to wait. I've identified multiple properties. The house next door to me, they had it on the market for $150,000. I knew it wasn't going to sell as is for $150,000. I contacted them 7 days of the listing, and that was just because I was busy doing some other stuff and just got around to it. So they had no offers on the property. I got them to agree to go on the contract for $45,000, even though the listing was $150,000. So that's one. I've had another one I put offers on. My friend's grandma property, they had it listed too high. I knew it was listed too high. I put an offer on that. I didn't get it under contract, but you just got to be able to look at it and identify if there's a problem on the market, or maybe even get into it before it even gets on the market. Another property I was dealing with, a lady, this is supposed to be like my cousin's cousin or something like that. I got to her before she had just finished probate. I got an offer over there to her. Her problem was her father, who she inherited the property from, he owed like $100,000 in medical bills. So she felt like she has to sell the house at least $100,000 in order to pay off the medical bills. So I wasn't able to. She put it on the market now. It's been sitting on the market. She has a certain floor that she has to be at, and it's not going to sell. So I know the market, so I was able to try to contact her and put an offer on it. So, and I'm talking to agents and stuff before it go out to 100 days and all of that stuff like everybody else be waiting and doing. So I think anytime.
Yeah. I mean, I can't say nothing wrong with that, because general rule of thumb, they do say 90 to 100 days or more. Because, I mean, let's just start there. Let's say if we said anything over 90 days, I'm going to call them just to see what's going on. Just start there. That's a starting point. Now, say you exhausted all of those ones that have been out that long, then I would come back to these newer people. Because if somebody been out 90, 120 days, 174 days like this listing, they probably ready to sell by now. They've already tested the marketplace. The marketplace said no for whatever reason. And there's only two reasons that a property won't sell. And I'm going to see if Maria know this. There's only 2 reasons the property won't sell. What could that possibly be?
Nope. Okay. I have no idea.
Just take a guess.
Too high a price is one. Okay, my dad's helping here. He says too high a price is one of them.
Too high of a price. Number one answer. Now there's only one more reason why a property won't sell. Why? What's the second reason a property won't sell?
My dad tried to give me this one too. He says he said it's because they didn't put the signs in the yard. Oh, you're wrong.
But it's kind of close. Kind of close. I mean, it's in the right vicinity. There's only two reasons a property won't sell. Number one reason is the price is too high. Anything will sell when the price is set right. And the second reason is marketing. Your marketing sucks. And when I say your marketing sucks, I'm talking about one picture, no inside pictures. So you see, I just went through that. The listing looks good on this property, right? So the property I just showed you, why do you think that one hasn't sold?
Price.
The price is too high. I mean, I looked it up, and that's just what this other system said is worth about 170. And that's what it said in the system. I didn't really run the comps on it or anything. It said 170, but they had it listed at 185. How long did they have it up at 185 for? Then they dropped it $15,000 discount. Now it's 170,000, and it's still sitting on the market 174 days. And that's about the price it should have started at, or lower if they really needed to sell. But I just looked it up. It said they owe about 103, 104,000. So I can structure a creative deal with them, or I can offer them a cash deal with this particular deal because it has equity. When they have equity, they're willing to trade equity for what we call speed and convenience. When we're wholesaling cash deals, that's really what we're selling. Speed and convenience. We're making it easy for you. You don't have to go get loans and do all this other stuff and wait for appraisals. We're cash and we're closing when the title work is done. That's the benefit of a person selling a property. Cash versus selling it on the market like this. Does that all make sense? So now that we got all that understood, what are the two reasons a property won't sell?
Price is too high and improper marketing.
Come on with it. They got to get their marketing game up, meaning add some pictures, add some videos, put it in a bunch of places, put it on the MLS. I mean, how much better could they have marketed this? I guess. I don't know. It's on the MLS. I just think the price is too high. And maybe they just don't want to do it. But I'm going to send them an offer, a lowball cash offer like we always like to do. Cash, terms last. Did they teach you that in the challenge you were doing?
Yes.
Cash, terms last. Art, why would we want to do cash first before we do an offer that's creative?
Want to try to get.
Oh, sorry.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. He called on you. I answered.
She was ready though. She was ready.
I want to see what you say.
Yeah, but if I'm right, I'll give you the answer. And if I'm wrong, then, well, great. We all learned something. But if I'm right, I've given you the answer. He called on you.
Okay. So want to start with the price first because you want to get that price down. That's definitely one of them. Another one is it also helps to, it's a good precursor to opening up a conversation about terms.
Yep. We like to do cash, terms last because even if we get a terms deal, that doesn't mean we're going to pay a high price. We might get a discount and a terms deal, like my first deal I bought. By the way, you mentioned that a little bit ago, Art, that she can probably do her first buy and hold in 2 to 3 months. That's exactly what I did when I started in 2018. I closed my first wholesale deal August 31st, 2018. Then let's see, September, October, November, December. So yeah, December, I closed my first house that I still own to this day. So about 3.5 months later, I closed my first house that I actually bought, and I still hold it today. So it don't take that long to get in this game. If you're serious, if you give it 2 to 4 hours a day, 2 to 4 hours a day, talking to sellers, talking to buyers, talking to people, and networking, because your network is your net worth. Any other thoughts about any of that? What did you think about this other question they asked, Art? How long should the listing be on the market before you call an agent?
Well, it depends. Because if you're just like looking for deals on the MLS, you can find fixer-uppers if you're checking it every day. So that's one way. But if we're talking about terms, we want to give the market some time to beat these people up. So maybe 90 days, 120 days at least. And then really the longer they out past that, the better. Because that means that the market has responded that they're not willing to pay whatever they're asking for. Just got to reach out and make the contact.
Yeah, and that's the thing to remember. The marketplace is always right. regardless of what you think, I think, a real estate agent think, a wholesaler think, we all gonna think what we think, but the marketplace always gets us straight. Is the price too high? The marketplace thinks so. Is the terms too much? The marketplace thinks so. We have to come in and do what the market allows us to do. Very important. The marketplace is always right. And when the market tell you no, believe them, especially after 174 days. So we'll see what happens with this particular lead here. I'll see if we can get them locked in for the win for 2026. Just like that.
One other thing I was gonna say though, Maria. So you were saying you need somebody to kind of like work with you on getting that done. Your dad is there. He's obviously connected to this, so that I think that's your connection right there. You just got to start calling like some pre-foreclosure leads or some leads that are some expired listings, and just talk to those people directly, and then you can get you one of these a lot quicker than what you might think. You just got to make sure that you got the right framework or script for that. Get that, and then you call those people enough times, you're gonna get you one.
Good to know. Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got to go straight to that though, straight to it.
Yes.
Beeline. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
How many do you call, Art? How many do you call in a week or in a day? What's some of the metrics like that you would use?
For like if we talk, so in general, I'm trying to make at least a couple hundred calls on my dialer. That varies, but really you just want to as much activity you can every day for real. Like Chris said, 2 to 4 hours. If you can consistently do that, great. But the more time we spend into it, the more calls we make, then that's going to increase our odds.
2 to 4 hours, that ain't even a part-time job. We work more than that just going to work. And ain't making nowhere near half the money. Come on. I ain't going to tell nobody, but all right. So here's the part we've all been waiting for. We heard someone has a win. Jim, they want to hear your win.
So I got my first lease to rent to own.
You found a tenant buyer?
I found a tenant buyer.
What?
So
congratulations. Where you at with that process with that person?
It took me forever. They moved in.
Congratulations.
So what did they end up putting down toward their non-refundable option consideration?
$10,000.
So somebody came along, loved your house, and dropped you $10,000 on a house you had. How much did you have into the house?
It's way too much.
Oh, but
that's another story.
But you did get it stabilized. So
yes.
Just to get a little in the weeds, not too much, the monthly payment on the underlying debt is how much?
$1,200, and that's
including
PLTL. $1,600.
So you're gonna cash flow $400 passive each and every month until when?
3 years.
3 years. So passive cash flow on a property, and what about? Do you have to go fix something if they call you tomorrow morning and say they need like a leaky faucet or something like that?
No property manager fees, no fixing toilets, nothing.
You don't want to pay a property manager?
No, don't need to.
This is the world we live in, creative real estate. So how did you find these motivated buyers?
Sign in the yard.
The old-fashioned sign in the yard. Let's say a little bandit sign, something like that.
You guys told me to put a sign in my yard. That's why I was joking with Maria and joking with you earlier when you were saying marketing. I didn't put the sign in the yard. I went out and put that sign in the yard. My phone was blowing up.
Yeah.
I had it on Zillow. I had it on Marketplace. I think Craigslist at one time. But
wait a minute. So you didn't have it in the yard all that time?
No. I had it in the yard this has gone way back when we talked like several months ago. And
so you didn't have it in the yard. The yard sign wasn't in there till recently.
No, I had a property manager that was marketing for me and stuff like that. But then I was just like, no, I'm doing the rent own thing and I'm putting a sign in the yard to do it.
So when you had a property manager, you're telling me they didn't do anything good?
They couldn't find anybody.
Because they don't know what they're doing. I don't want to say nothing bad, y'all, but I got to. I'm sorry. Most people in real estate don't know what they're doing.
The worst part about it was on the property manager side is that the property manager, we were in a race, I guess, and didn't really know it. Like he was showing it and stuff like that. And he was always leaning towards the rental, and I wanted to do the lease to own, rent to own. And so it comes out that I find somebody that I show it to on a weekend or on a weeknight. And they actually said they walked in, they're like, no, we want it. We'll take it like right now. And
how did you come to the number of $10,000 down?
Sound like a good number? No.
So did you tell them that number, or they told you that's what they had?
No, I told them that I needed that amount. They told me they only had 4,000.
But they came up with the other rest of it, huh?
But what we did was they said that they had I think it was $1,000 or something like that coming from the security deposit when they move out of their other place. So I said I get that right away. And they told me that in February they're filing their taxes. They always file early. And they said that I get their tax returns.
Come on with it. That's what it takes, y'all.
So we've set up a payment structure, and it's in our contract. So, their breach of contract, they lose their option if they don't meet the deadlines. And by 6 months, they have to have me completely paid on my $10,000, regardless of whatever.
Yeah,
that's creative real estate for you.
So you financing the deal inside of financing?
What's that?
You're financing the deal inside of financing?
Yeah.
That's what real estate is all about, right there.
It was the right family for the right place.
If the bank won't give you a loan, I will. I am the bank.
I like giving loans.
Got two parties that's happily agreeing to a deal. That's
you all. No interest on that thing, Jim.
No interest on the 10,000 now. That'll be on my next one.
So basically,
contract to say that they got to pay you the 10 grand.
Yeah, I did a payment schedule like this, and so they have to have it paid in 6 months. But they have 3 milestones they have to meet, and then 6 months is when the balance is due.
That's right. Here's the little payment document that I use. I added a few more lines to this, but this is the general overview of how it looks. If you can see it, is that too far away? I don't know. But basically, That's how it looks. We got the information down. We got the scheduled payment dates, amount to pay in full, any additional terms. And we make sure that it does not cover any attorney fees. And after the schedule, all payments are due on the 28th and late on the 1st. As a matter of fact, one guy was going to come pay today. He said he coming tomorrow. Due on the 28th, late on the 1st. I love that. I'm getting payments. Somebody got to pay, man. So this is the payment schedule that we use for people that's structured like yours. Say they going to put 10,000, but they only got 6,500 right now. We will write in 6,500 and payment structure out the 3,500 left and run that thing. Very clear, very concise, and black and white. I like to have everything outlined so a person don't feel like, oh, you said, what does the paperwork say? Not what Chris said. What does the paperwork say? Because the paperwork makes the paperwork. Good job, Jim.
Chris, I do have a question for you.
I have an answer.
On all the lease to owns that you do you have them sign in front of an attorney, or do you just do a DocuSign?
Every time we're going through an attorney. Every time, 100%, every time. We're going to a real estate attorney that I already have ready to go. He charges $250. That cost is passed on to the intended buyer for their closing costs. I charge them $300. Don't tell nobody. I charge them $300. I make the extra $50, and then they get an application fee, another $50. They got closing costs. Just to deal with the closing. To bring this deal to closing, you need to bring X number amount.
Now, what in your you're not actually closing the sale of the house at that point. You've got them under a contract or an option, and you've got them in a lease.
It's a lease with an option to buy.
Yep.
And yes, they are going to close in front of an attorney. It's not a real closing because nothing really happened. You're really getting a witness, not just a regular witness. You're getting what they call a star witness. Any event in the future, if something goes wrong, goes left, Jim tricked me, he didn't tell me this. Hey, my attorney got to go to court with me because they closed it. I was there. They was there. We all saw it. I got a free attorney coming with me to walk down the red carpet in the event that they feel like I tricked them. Oh, you didn't tell me that 10,000 was non-refundable or whatever they're going to throw. Because, people, they forget how you helped them out, 5 years ago when they was, going through whatever they were going through to put them into the property. So we just like to have that good witness. And plus, it makes it know that people kind of understand that you're serious. See, when you close in front of an attorney, they know that, hey, man, this dude's the real deal. He's not playing around. He wants his money every month, or they're going to be contacting me. They want this done proper. And there's no reason not to, especially if they're paying for it. My attorney drafts a document saying, yes, I'm representing Chris in this transaction. However, you're paying for it. And I'm advising you to get your own attorney. He lets them know, full disclosure, just like all my other paperwork states, go get your own legal advisor attorney. Most people just look right over, sign off an initial, and move on and get that keys to their house. I don't worry about it. Not my job. I just run the game. Does that all answer your question, Jim?
Yep.
Now, did you close with an attorney?
Yes.
All right. Just making sure. Always. 100%. Every time. There's no reason not to. Why would we not? There's no reason not to when they're paying for it. It ain't like I got to pay for it. Matter of fact, I don't even go to some of the closings. I might have to go there and get my money if they, depending on how they pay, because we take cashier's check, cash, money orders. I've had people bring cash. They brought me 8,000 cash up there in all hundreds.
That's what we did.
Yep. Cash rules everything around me. Cream, dollar bill, y'all. So that's it. So you got that deal done there, and Justin got like 5 or 6 deals cooking right now. How many deals you got cooking, Justin?
I'm just in the kitchen working. That's it.
You just got your hairnet on, your apron, and you ready.
In the kitchen every day Monday.
Every day is Monday. Every day leg day. Oh, that's your real saying.
We ain't afraid of legs.
Congrats. Teach me something. That's right. Go out here and start talking to people, asking questions, being curious, and being valuable. It's not that hard. I don't understand why people make this stuff so difficult. Like I said, real estate is easy. People are difficult. All right. Let's see here. So, all right, we talked about your deals, Jim. Did you have you didn't have anything cooking up this week, Justin, right? It's just the same stuff you had or something different?
Yeah, I got the same things on the pod that I had last week.
Okay.
Just
so going into 2026, what are you going to be changing, elevating with, removing? What are you changing going into 2026?
That's a great question. I'm going to increase my volume tenfold. So out the gate, I did really good at generating my own leads and stuff, just using my social media and everything. And then obviously, I'm still in the very beginning, going through the learning curve of seeing how deals play out and how things can be on the stove, a little bit longer than I expected it to be. And then learning how to actually create a market and marketing myself and putting the tenant buyers in place so that I can take down certain deals. So next year, I'm going to incorporate a lot more cold calling and stuff. I've cold called before, but I making contact and tackling the foreclosures and stuff. I was like, maybe, if I go and research a foreclosure, when I go out and drive for it, I'm probably gonna make contact with somebody 8 out of 10 of the time. So I want to do a lot more stacking lists, cold call those lists. I think it's a huge space in the market for people who are actually good at talking to people, to sellers. To be able to cold call them and get them on the hook with a deal. So I think I'm going to be filling that void that exists in St. Louis marketplace. And then, just increasing my volume. That's going to be the biggest thing. Maybe more signage out there and stuff. I'm putting my systems in place, my website, my phone numbers and stuff, knowing where those are going. And I think I'm just going to be able to triple up. I think I would love to be, maybe about 30 deals in after the first quarter and stuff. That'd be a great situation. Is my goal. And then me and Art, we got our thing on the books as far as who can get the most no money deals for 2026.
No money down, just like that, huh?
No money down.
So you telling me somebody would just sign a house over to you, don't know you from a can of paint?
Don't know you at all. They just trying to get their problem solved.
Come on with it. That's all we doing. So 2026 will be a big year. Are you going to be throwing money at the marketing, or are you just going to do more of what you're doing?
That's a good question. I was just reading something about my guy RJ Bates, and he was kind of like in the situation where he was talking about, no more cold calling. There's no need to cold call and everything. So I like cold calling. I think cold calling has its place. I do understand as far as your time, value, but that's not going to stop me from marketing myself while I do the cold calling. So I'm paying little to nothing for my leads. I'm pulling things out of nothing, basically. That's what I've been doing for years with all my sales jobs, so I can do that with the real estate as well. And then mixing in my own marketing and stuff, telling my stories online, marketing my properties and stuff that's going to bring new leads and everything. I've had people call me and we discuss their house that they moving out of because they're interested in one of my properties that I have listed. So I know it's going to be various different ways that I generate contact. So I'm not only sticking to not buying leads, but once we get a couple of more doors and we got some more cash flow flowing, might start doing some paid leads and stuff, have an ad budget for that type of stuff.
Yeah, spend some money, Justin. Stop being cheap.
Let's do it.
Spend that money. That money. What about you, Art? What are you going to be changing going into 2026? Are you going to wrap up the marketing, slow down the marketing, implement something different, change some things? What do you got for the next year?
What I'm gonna be doing different. One thing that I want to do that I didn't do this year is I want to get more inbound leads coming in. Basically looking at trying to get a caller or two to help me out getting some leads going. Also, the other thing is I'm in the middle of trying to set up automating my follow-up. That's going to free up quite a bit of my time. And then my goal for the year is going to be to get 10 terms deals that I'm keeping.
Just like that, huh? Just keeping them.
Yes.
Cool beans. Yeah, so I want to say the system that I use can outbound call. The AI can call. I think I need to make a new bot for that, just for outbound calls. Because I don't want them telling my company name and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Because I got it set now for inbound. I think I'm going to make another one for outbound calling on its own. I'm going to try that in 2026. Because it can be done. I just got to set it up. Where instead of, like you just said, hiring dollars, how about I hire another AI agent that I created and it does the outbound call for me and do the timeline, condition, motivation, price for me and ask all these questions that I like to ask and see if we can help them out that way. I want to get more artificial intelligence pouring into the marketing where leads are just falling like boom, 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 boom. You can actually set them up to close them too, from what I understand, but I think I'll keep the closing on me for now, but I do want to get that set up to be more so systematized, automatized, and going for it like that. So yeah, 2026 is upon us. What we got? 3 days. Don't be out there shooting them guns and stuff, Art.
Only once. Bah!
Nah, you be out there with the do. No, that's Justin. Justin got them bazookas.
Nah, I ain't in Gary no more, man. They had me arrested real quick where I'm at.
That AI system you showed seemed nice. I want to use something like that next year. Yes, that is a good phone system. It does all my inbound calls. I just need to set it up for my outbound. It probably can do it now. I just want to tweak some things because I don't want to mention my company name. That's the biggest thing on an outbound cold call. I just want to say, hey, yes, I work for Chris. Something simple, but don't be going to give him my last name. Oh, his address is 123 Main Street. Don't be giving my address out. Because that's the only thing with automation. Sometimes that stuff can kind of, to me, give more information than I wanted to give at the wrong time, which I don't mind if somebody's at a point of a meaningful relationship. I just don't want it vomiting and telling people everything that I don't want it to tell before it tells. So if there's any questions, the floor is open for now. Any questions, anything you're cooking, working on before we get up out of here and do some more woke stuff? I'm about to go eat some chicken.
I got the seller dropping off the key to one of my sub 2 deals tonight. He said he was getting off at 7 and going to drop it off. This the one that's $500 to the seller. Talked to the bank this week. They said all I got to do is start making these next 3 payments of $1,230. And then they gonna, do whatever they gonna do. So I got 4 people lined up for this property ready.
So you're gonna set up a 1-hour open house when?
Well, I'm getting the key today. So, I'll probably pick up the key in the morning anyway. So I'm gonna go by and look at it tomorrow, and then from there, like maybe tomorrow or Wednesday. I mean Tuesday. It depends on if I need to have a cleaner go through and brush it up or not. But basically ASAP.
Are you going to show it to them one by one, or are you going to do like a 1 hour open house?
I'll see if I can get them as many of them to come at one time. But honestly, I already vetted them as far as the monthly payment and down payment and purchase price and all of that. So really, I just need them to go by and tell me they like it. And then, but I could probably get a little bit more on the down payment if I send them at the same time, though.
Yeah, because it creates a buyer's frenzy. We want them to be like, oh man, I ain't letting them get this. I'm getting this, honey, it's ours. And I've done it many times. I want 3 or 4 people coming at the same time, and I want this house. And then
I'm gonna do that. I haven't done that before, honestly, but I'm gonna do that on this one.
It would be worth it. I mean, you know what I mean? The 1 hour open house, say Wednesday at 5 or 4 before it get dark. Let's say 4 o'clock. 4 to 5, that 1 hour window. And then, they already know what's coming up. And then, anybody on your email list too, you can email blast it out. You can market it that way. And, even online on the Z to the L to the ILO, you can even do it on Zillow as well. Put it a 1 hour open house. So, I mean, it just depends on how you want to market it, because you just never know. Like I said earlier, the marketplace is always right.
So Chris, let me ask you this. Would you buy a house that you had to pay $2,000 out of pocket and then you were going to cash flow like $500-600 a month?
Sure, why not?
Yeah,
that's what the house I'm doing right now. I'm finna get for $3,500. And it's probably gonna cash flow about that much. Yeah, same thing.
Insane.
But I don't even have to bring that money. If I find somebody else that want to move in it, I have no money in the deal, and now we're on an infinite return.
Yeah.
So
insane.
So it ain't about the money. It's all about the money. Somebody got to bring the money. It ain't got to be mine. The person that's gonna live in there gonna bring the money. So we'll see how that goes.
Man, shout out to Creative Real Estate.
Game changer. You thinking about going to get your license next year? You said, Art?
And hell no, I'm trying to go get me some more of these no money down or very low money down, no money down, and put the tenant buyer in there before I close.
I know that's right. All right, Art, what have you learned today?
That's a good question. I wasn't doing a very good job of taking notes today, to be honest.
I know it's the end of the year. You get after Christmas. You got that Christmas.
But I am grateful to be here, and I did learn that Jim got back from Alaska from 6-week vacation, and I relearned that got to be careful when we sending that arrear money.
Who do we send it to? The attorney.
The attorney.
Always the attorney.
I did learn that.
That's what Chris learned. Look at that. Boom. We always send that money to the attorney. Preferably, I prefer not to send them no money.
I say I ain't paying no arrears.
Purchase agreement and proof of funds, whatever documents they want to stop the auction before I send any money. But when you get googly eyed and you're like, I want this house, I want them out the house. And we also learned that don't even plant the seed of telling somebody they can stay in the house. How long I got before I got to be out? How soon can you be out? The sooner, the better. As a matter of fact, if you can be out sooner, I'll give you a bonus, an extra $100, an extra $200, whatever. Incentivize them to get up out of there if you got to. Sometimes, I know we've tried to play stuff and like, oh, we ain't got to spend no money. Sometimes it's worth spending that few $100s to get a better position in the deal, get them out of the house quicker. It's all these things. What about you, Justin Holmes? What have you learned today?
I learned a lot about, just positioning and, not setting yourself up for failure. I think it's one of those things to where, you got to secure the property and stuff. I learned a lot from, Jim mistakes on that whole end. He sent to earn his money over. I've never been faced with that type of situation and everything. And then the fact that it's becoming politics for him to be able to get his money back out of that situation, and you're trying to go back and sue broke people and stuff. So it's a very ugly and interesting situation. So a lot of lessons in that, and we all, bumping our heads and stuff, just being investors, just come with it. And that's what I really learned.
That's it. That's why they call it investing, because there's a chance you may not win. All wins may not be wins. It might be a loss. I bought problem properties before. We're like, man, this house is a pain in my ass. Get it out of here. But I will confess also, I wired over $18,000 on the house. That house down there in Afton, that yellow house. I wired over $18,000 the day of the auction to stop an auction. The auction was at 1:30. I wired it over like 10 in the morning, but I had all my paperwork signed off. I took my seller to the bank, a U.S. bank, as a matter of fact. Got all the paperwork notarized right there, wired the money over from right there from my U.S. bank account straight to there, and they stopped the auction. They could have took that 18 grand. They said the arrears and the catch it up was like 17,500 and something. I'm like, man, just wire them 18 grand so they ain't no riffraff. Just overpay. And they stopped the auction, and I thought they were going to take that house. Or they could have took my money. That was risky, but I took the risk, and it paid off. That house has been nothing but a cash cow ever since. As a matter of fact, it's rented right now for $38.50 a month. So, ridiculous.
Ridiculous.
That's the name.
Ricola.
Shout out to real estate, man.
Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate, then wait. So hopefully everybody got something good out of today. Any other questions, comments, concerns before we land? So I'm going to get back to your New Year's party. Don't be out partying too hard. Don't be out here drinking too much. Don't be out acting a fool. Be smart. Don't be out doing what I wouldn't do. And here's the link to that phone system I was talking about, futurecashflowphone.com, for the best AI phone system I have found. Text message, calls, all of that stuff ready to go. So hopefully you all give it a whirl. Matter of fact, you can get a free trial on it if you check that out on that one there. And I will let y'all go. I'll see you later.
See y'all next year.
Do what you do. Be who you be. And I'll see you before you see me. Good night. Y'all silly.
So I want to get into real estate, but don't know where to start.
Well, what I would say is to join the Future Cash Flow Club. It's a community of investors where we talk about wholesaling, we talk about creative deal structuring, buying houses subject to, all of the creative stuff that everybody's talking about. You don't need a real estate license or any of that.
Wow, where do I sign up?
Well, I would say go to futurecashflowclub.com. That's futurecashflowclub.com. You can even get a free trial. Try it out today. I don't know what you've been doing. You been asleep? Let me wake you up with something. Straight up. Yeah. Allow me to reintroduce myself. I'm Chris Monroe. R to the O-E. I flip houses, rent cars, and make money. I'm not no motherfucker dummy. This how we do.